This place was here when I grew up in this town. Let's go back in. The welcoming committee. Hello, sweet. Hello, sweet. Oh my gosh. Oh. What a deal. Yes. Another doggy smell. Yeah. You know what these are? Yes, they're quality your dog deserves. And nowhere on this package does it tell us what these actually are made from. Some of you may know. These are called pizzles, I think. Pizzles. My sister bought tons and tons of these for her Yorkies. I think Lulu has eaten them as well. And her Yorkies have been having some sort of medical trouble. And the vet told her recently, after she bought 4 bags of these things, and they're not cheap. They are not cheap because they are bull penises. That's why they don't want to tell us what they're made from. It would be offensive to some sensitive people. I'm not sensitive about it. Anyway, her dogs can't eat them anymore because they hurt them in some way. So Merle asked if I would like to try to donate them to where I volunteer, the animal rescue shelter. So that's why I've got these. I'll take them in with me on Friday and see if they are willing to use them. I think it's very good that they're unopened, so they won't have any issue with something that's contaminated, perhaps, or befouled with offensive things. Now, I am going to put them in the car right now, not leave them in my way in the entryway, because they're in my way in the entryway, and if I put them in the car, I won't forget them Friday morning. We have a fantastically beautiful day. It's about 68 degrees, and this is mid-afternoon, so it's not going to get any warmer. It's overcast, so the sun is blocked from heat. Catbird. They sound so much like a cat, it's incredible. No, it's something else. It's not incredible. So I'm really excited to be outside. because it's so cool and I can work at anything I want and not get heated up. First thing I'm going to do is tackle this problem. I was standing on the scaffolding a few nights ago, photographing the sky and looking down at the camera, and suddenly something was happening to my head, my mind. I couldn't, this thing was tipping over. Fortunately, there's a house for it to lean against, and that's where the problem came in. Gopher mound, and they've hollowed out underneath where the leg is, and it gave way. So I'm going to tackle this. I think I need to take off the planks so I can stand up in there. I'm going to raise this up. I've got a jack I borrowed from Chuck, really heavy duty lift jack, and try and get this all sorted back out and level and upright. So that's what's on the agenda. I think I promised Suki we were going to go for a walk to the mailbox. So let's do that. You're coming with. There will probably be mosquitoes. Chuck was over this morning to pick up some things, and he wanted to walk out to the birch blowdown with a tape measure and measure the stumps. Not sure why, other than just it's an amazing, incredible something or other. But anyway, he came back. He said the mosquitoes were outrageous. So I'm a little bit nervous about coming back out here. And when he came in, he brought in a dozen or two with him, unbeknownst. Next thing I'm going to work on when I get the scaffolding back in shape is come out here and begin hauling some of this wood up. Although, yeah. Oh my goodness. That yesterday was fluffy white, airy nothings. Look what the rain did to them. By the way, speaking of rain, sitting on the front steps this morning talking with Kinsey on the phone, the sky was darkening in the west, and I looked at the weather map. Oh, what had been a half an hour earlier or an hour earlier was nothing approaching. Well, here comes a big cell, and the thunder was going and going and going. And then there was a flash. Ooh. And 2 seconds later, BAM! So I went back in the house, and it began to rain. And it rained hard. An hour later, I got a text from Chuck saying that he had 0.7 or 7/10 of an inch of rain in his gauge. How much did I have? Oh, I hadn't looked. I hadn't assumed there was any more than maybe a 1/10 of an inch. I went out and looked. 0.8. 0.8 of an inch. Wow. Oh, Suki. What a funny kid. That is a hole, an empty hole. Not just a narrow passageway for them to get in or out. That, I'm thinking, is their den. Because I haven't found the end, the sides of that hole. It's big. I'm going to get a long piece of lumber to span across there. I think this is going to do it. It's a little higher all the way around. Ooh, I'm looking at this bar in relation to the siding. And I look at that bar in relation to the siding. Looks to me like this end ought to come up all the way around by about a 2x. Now let the gophers dig to their heart's delight. No, don't do that. Just leave me alone. I'd like this to last for at least 2 years. Oof. I can't have that. They were in between those planks. Well, that was not bad. Thinking about why it took me so long to get around to doing this. And it's because I didn't know what to do with it exactly. And then when I gave it some thought and came up with what I did, it isn't all that complicated, but I needed to figure it out before I went into this. And the rest of the dirt, well, that can come out later. I'm gonna, as I mentioned, I'm gonna take most all of the gopher mounds that I can find and more up to the other side of the power lines where there's a washout in the road. Got this out of the garage, flying or wasp and hornet killer that shoots 20 feet away. Wondered why it wasn't coming out in a stream. Nonetheless, the remaining wasp that was there, or hornet, I don't know what the difference is, was not enjoying the spray I gave him. I've finished filling the third bay this afternoon.